going to our nation's capital in Ottawa. You know, Ottawa goes through a lot because it is where our politicians are, where our MPs are, our senators, and the Prime Minister. And this is a place where protests erupt, and we saw the Freedom Convoy take place earlier this year, and so many other protests. And I think the people who live in downtown Ottawa, and I used to be somebody who used to live in downtown Ottawa because at one point I was a federal government employee and I went to Carleton University, then I ended up getting a job at Corrections Canada. So I used to live in downtown Ottawa and I used to work in downtown Ottawa, which is a short walk away. And so I'm aware of the protests that go on there, but it's something to be mindful of because these things will happen. And if you are a resident, well, perhaps it's time to move as opposed to complaining about where you live and the activities that take place. But in this term, this activity is about the deadline that has passed by the United People of Canada, who are now occupying an Ottawa church, and they're saying they're not leaving. That, what you can see is an image of the director who is director of the United People of Canada. So now Ottawa police are saying that they're going to maintain their presence at the church. It is in Ottawa's Lower Town neighborhood, and they're saying members of the Freedom, they're saying these are Freedom Convoy affiliated groups. Whether that's proven or not, this is something that we cannot confirm right now. But this is an issue where there was a notice of termination of tenant to the United People of Canada. You can see them. It's that gentleman wearing that red shirt and what appears to be a cape and that crown that he's wearing on top of his head. Well, yeah, so they represent the United People of Canada, and this group has been there for about 5 days, and they need to be able to leave this church, St. Bridget's Church. This has been in an effect where it's been enforced. Now they've passed the deadline, past the enforcement time of 12:01 a.m. on Thursday. So we're way past that deadline, and the police are having, they're outside and trying to be able to negotiate to get these people out there. So when it comes to this group, the director, William Comer, has told reporters who showed up to the scene that they're not going to leave. The statement that goes that I'm going to read is that there was a notice of termination of lease that was posted again and of no force in effect. There's no lawful grounds to post that, is what the director said, and we're not leaving, we're lawfully here. Now this issue actually comes to light as the people who are occupying it, they're outside of this church and they're saying they're not going to leave. Now, they received a notice of termination of tenant statement where the tenant owes $10,000 in unpaid rent and has failed to provide proof of liability insurance for $5 million. The notice has been sent out as a second time, and it is a violation of Ontario Heritage Act that is the actual issue. And the Director Comer is saying that he's shown copies of bank drafts for over $5,000 in August, and also in July, saying that St. Bridget's Centre for Arts to cover the rent. And so this is the actual issue, as there is a standoff. We're going to, of course, cover this story, but the United People of Canada who moved into St. Bridget's Church are saying that they plan to purchase the church and make it their embassy and as the location for where their activities will take place. So we're going to follow up on the story and let you know what it means as there's a standoff with the Ottawa police.